Hey everybody, Pastor Matt Statler here. I'm here with the LSB, the Legacy Standard Bible. This is a updated version of the NASB done by the Master's Seminary. I don't want to talk too much about the translation, though there's some very valuable aspects of it, such as using Yahweh for Lord. But I want to talk more about the form factor. So it's a really beautiful brown patina. The ribbons, I added these ribbons. These are not ribbons that come with it. I believe there's only 2 ribbons in the black that comes with it. I would add my own just because I like more ribbons. And it has paste down lining. This is a recent translation, and you can see already there's some wear and tear right here at the side. I've only had this for maybe about 6 months. Beautiful pages, no presentation. This is really basic. There's no cross references. It is very much verse by verse, red chapters, dark black for new paragraphs, and it is in the verse by verse format. I want to show you the pages here. If you look, you can see there's a little bit of bleed through on the sides with the generous margin, maybe about 1 inch. And you can see if you really lay it flat, you can kind of see the bleed through. But in line, you don't really notice it. And I'll show you some passages that I have marked in line that doesn't have that. So like I said, I've recently gotten this. This is not a crash test. This is just very much just a quick review so you can get some eyes on something that you might want to purchase. I love this layout. The verse by verse, generous margins, room in the gutter to write so you can write on both sides, and really comfortable on the eyes. Pretty good size font. I don't know off the top of my head what it is. I really like the back. It has quite a bit of room for notes using a dot matrix, and you can write your own notes in here. Very minimal notes, weights and measurements, etc. I always like to circle this "Come Lord Jesus" because it's a prayer that I pray constantly. But you can see that there's just a slight ghosting with the pen. I'm using a micron 0.5 in my markings. Either the 0.5 microns, or sometimes I use the PN micron for this. And so here you can see I made a few more notes than the normal or than the rest of the Bible. And you can see it doesn't bleed through. Like, you can't really tell the blue marking as well. Here's some highlighting, and you really can't see it on the other side. So if it's in line, the ghosting isn't really visible. You don't really see it. But when it's on the side here, it can. And that could just be, it's harder to see anything with the darker letters and numbers. So this is the Legacy Standard Bible. I think it's a handy size. That's why they call it the handy size. Done by the Master's Seminary, the folks out at the Master's Seminary, copyright 2021. Lockman Foundation, based on some of the same principles as the NASB, seeking to be as literal as possible. A lot of the words are made, they try to make sure that it's consistent throughout. So one of the areas in the New Testament you'll see is seed, and seed is commonly referred to in the same way all the way through, whereas some of the other translations doesn't use that same model, and will sometimes say offspring, or they'll change it up, whereas the LSB is very consistent with that, which is helpful as you're looking at themes throughout the entire scriptures, all the way from Genesis 3, where it talks about the seed of the woman. So there you have it. This is the LSB, Legacy Standard, the patina brown. I like the feel of it. It's a soft feel. It doesn't feel like any of the other Bibles I've owned. The leather is nice. I don't know how it'll hold up. We'll see. After maybe a couple of years of use, I'll do another video, and you can see how it's worn throughout a lifetime of use. So there you have it. Legacy Standard Bible in patina brown.